The world outside has begun to soften, its sharp edges blurring into the gentle, velvet indigo of twilight. You find yourself standing before an ancient gate, its stone pillars cloaked in thick, cool moss that feels like soft velvet beneath your fingertips. The air here is still, carrying the faint, sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine and damp earth. Standing beside the gate is the timekeeper, a figure of quiet grace draped in a heavy navy cloak patterned with faint, shimmering brass constellations. Their olive skin glows softly in the dim light, and their grey-blue eyes hold the calm of a deep, undisturbed lake. In their hand, they hold a brass lantern, the flame inside not a flicker of fire, but a steady, glowing hourglass that pulses with a rhythmic, golden light. There is no urgency here, only the slow, steady breath of the world as it prepares for rest. The timekeeper offers a small, knowing smile, a silent invitation to leave behind the weight of the day. You step forward, the gravel path crunching softly underfoot, each sound muffled by the thick, encroaching shadows of the garden. The trees stand as silent sentinels, their leaves barely stirring in the cooling breeze. Everything here is designed for stillness. The timekeeper turns, the hem of their cloak brushing against the grass, and begins to walk toward the center of the garden where the path ends and something else begins. You follow, your pace slowing to match the deliberate, measured steps of your guide. As you move deeper into the garden, the sounds of the distant world fade entirely, replaced by the soft, ambient hum of the earth settling into the night. The lantern light casts long, gentle shadows that dance across the path, inviting you to let go of your thoughts and simply be. There is a profound sense of safety in this place, a sanctuary where time itself seems to pause and hold its breath. The timekeeper stops at the edge of a shimmering veil of mist that marks the boundary of this garden. They look back at you, their expression serene, and wait for you to catch up. You are exactly where you need to be, in the quiet heart of the transition, ready to step into the gentle unknown that lies just ahead in the soft, glowing mist. This is the threshold you have sought for so long, a place where the past dissolves and the future waits patiently for your arrival. Step forward now, and embrace the silence. The timekeeper stands before the shimmering veil, their silhouette softened by the swirling, pearlescent mist. With a gentle nod, they raise the brass lantern higher, its hourglass flame casting a steady, golden luminescence that cuts through the grey haze. You take a breath, feeling the cool, damp air against your skin, and step forward into the mist. It does not feel cold, rather, it wraps around you like a soft, weightless blanket, muffling the world until only the rhythmic, quiet sound of your own heartbeat remains. As you move, The ground beneath your feet shifts from the solid earth of the garden to something lighter, more ethereal. The mist parts slowly, revealing the vast, silent expanse of the in-between, a realm where time exists only as a soft, pulsing rhythm. Ahead, the path continues, though it is no longer made of stone or gravel. Instead, the way is marked by a soft, indigo glow that emanates from the very air itself. The timekeeper walks ahead, their footsteps silent, their navy cloak flowing like a river behind them. You follow, feeling the last remnants of the day's burdens dissolving into the silver fog. Here, there are no clocks to watch, no schedules to keep, and no demands upon your spirit. The atmosphere is thick with a profound, restorative stillness that invites you to unburden your mind completely. Every step you take feels like sinking deeper into a comfortable, velvet-lined dream. The shimmering veil behind you closes, sealing away the noise of the world, leaving you in this quiet, suspended space. You are drifting, carried by the gentle current of the in-between, moving toward the distant, faint outline of a structure that rises from the clouds like a soft, sleeping giant. The timekeeper pauses for a moment, looking back to ensure you are close, their grey-blue eyes reflecting the calm of the stars. You find your pace naturally slowing, your breathing becoming deep and rhythmic, perfectly synchronized with the pulse of the lantern's golden light. There is nothing left to do but walk, to breathe, and to let the quiet wash over you like a tide. You are safe, you are guided, and you are exactly where you are meant to be in this vast, eternal sanctuary. The journey has begun, and the path ahead is clear, illuminated by the steady, guiding flame that leads you onward through the velvet dark into the heart of the great, ancient library waiting patiently beyond the silver clouds. Beyond the veil, the air shifts, becoming cooler and fragrant with the scent of distant rain and ancient, pressed flowers. The timekeeper gestures toward a path that stretches out before you, composed of smooth, rounded stones that hover just inches above the swirling indigo mist. Each stone is cradled by a soft, pale luminescence, glowing with the gentle pulse of a heartbeat. As you step onto the first, it feels firm and steady, a reliable anchor in the vast, quiet expanse. You follow the timekeeper, your movements fluid and light, as if you are walking upon the surface of a calm, midnight lake. Along the edges of this floating walkway, small, luminous flora begin to bloom, their petals shaped like delicate stars that shimmer in shades of soft violet and moon ivory. They do not grow from soil, but rather from the light itself, swaying in a breeze you cannot feel but can sense in the rhythmic rustle of the timekeeper's navy cloak. The path curves gracefully through the clouds, leading you ever closer to the silhouette of the great library, which now looms larger, its spires reaching toward a sky filled with gentle, blinking constellations. The light from the stones beneath your feet reflects in the mist, creating a soft, ethereal glow that surrounds you, turning the journey into a walk through a dreamscape of quiet wonders. There is no urgency here, only the steady, rhythmic pace of the guide and the soft, ambient hum of the floating stones. You notice how the ground beneath you seems to welcome your presence, yielding slightly with every step, as if the path itself is made of soft, velvet-covered moss. The silence is profound, broken only by the faint, musical chime of the lantern's flame, which seems to harmonize with the distant, low vibration of the library ahead. You feel your thoughts softening, the edges of your awareness blurring, as you move deeper into this suspended, tranquil world. Each step takes you further from the noise of the day and closer to the stillness that awaits. You are held by the path, guided by the light, and carried forward by the gentle, steady current of the night, moving toward the sanctuary of stories and sleep. The journey feels eternal, yet you are arriving at the threshold of the great archives where all knowledge rests in peace, waiting for your arrival in the quiet, dark, and endless night. You walk forward, feeling the weight of the world lift away, replaced by the soft, glowing promise of the library, which stands as a beacon of truth amidst the velvet shadows, inviting you into its ancient, silent embrace, where time itself pauses to welcome your weary soul home. The floating path concludes at last, meeting a vast, solid platform of polished dark oak that serves as the foundation for the library. Before you rise two immense doors, crafted from wood so ancient and deep in hue that they seem to absorb the very light of the stars. Intricate carvings cover their surface, depicting constellations, swirling nebulae, and the gentle curves of willow branches, all etched with a precision that speaks of centuries of patient artistry. The timekeeper pauses, lifting the brass lantern high, the hourglass flame casting a golden glow upon the door's iron handles, which are shaped like sleeping owls. With a slow, deliberate movement, the guide places a hand against the wood. There is no sound of hinges or friction. Instead, the doors begin to part with the soft, sighing breath of a long-held secret finally being released. They glide inward, revealing a space of such immense scale that the far walls seem to dissolve into the soft, indigo horizon of the night itself. A gentle warmth flows from within, carrying the comforting, dry scent of aged parchment, leather bindings, and a hint of dried lavender. The interior is bathed in a soft, ambient luminescence that emanates from the very air, illuminating rows of towering shelves that stretch upward until they are lost in a ceiling of velvet shadows. The floor is covered in plush, dark rugs that dampen every sound, ensuring that your arrival is marked only by the quiet rhythm of your own breathing. You step across the threshold, feeling the transition from the cool, misty air of the in-between to the still, protected atmosphere of this vast sanctuary. The doors close silently behind you, sealing away the world you left behind. Here, the silence is not empty. It is full, heavy with the weight of countless stories waiting to be discovered. The timekeeper turns to look at you, a faint, knowing smile touching their lips, and gestures for you to follow as you begin your journey into the heart of the library. You feel a profound sense of belonging, as if these halls have been waiting for your return, offering a place where time slows to match the steady, peaceful beating of your own heart, inviting you to rest in the quiet, endless wisdom of the shelves. You are finally home, sheltered within this grand, ancient structure that keeps the secrets of the universe safe, waiting for you to read them, one by one, in the silence. You walk deeper into the heart of the library, following the gentle sway of the timekeeper's lantern. The aisles here are endless, stretching out like veins of knowledge through the quiet dark. Each shelf is crafted from dark, polished mahogany, and they tower above you, laden with thousands of books bound in leather, cloth, and silk. As you pass by, you can almost hear the soft, rhythmic hum of the stories contained within. It is not a sound of voices, but rather a gentle vibration, the resonance of forgotten dreams and quiet memories settling into the stillness of the air. You reach out a hand, your fingertips brushing against the cool, textured spines of the volumes. Some are smooth and worn by centuries of touch, while others are embossed with gold leaf that catches the amber light of the lantern, flickering like tiny, trapped stars. The air is thick with the scent of old paper, a dry, comforting fragrance that speaks of long afternoons spent in contemplation. Here, time feels as though it has pooled like water, deep and perfectly still. There is no urgency in these halls, only the slow, steady pulse of history and imagination. You notice that the books are arranged not by author or title, but by the quality of the dreams they hold. Some aisles smell faintly of sea salt and distant horizons, while others carry the crisp, clean scent of mountain air or the sweetness of a summer garden at dawn. The timekeeper moves with a graceful, measured pace, their navy cloak brushing softly against the floorboards. Every step you take is cushioned by the thick rugs, turning your movement into a silent glide through this sanctuary of thought. You feel the weight of the day falling away, replaced by a profound sense of lightness. The library is a vast, breathing entity, a vessel for all that has been whispered into the night. It welcomes you into its embrace, inviting you to lose yourself in the quiet wonder of its endless, whispering shelves, where every book is a promise of peace and every aisle is a path toward rest. You find yourself wandering through the labyrinthine corridors, feeling the gentle pulse of 1,000 lives beneath your feet. The silence is not empty, it is full of potential, a canvas waiting for the brushstrokes of your own mind. Each shelf beckons you to linger, to listen to the soft secrets that wait patiently for a reader to arrive. You are home here. The timekeeper pauses, their lantern light swaying gently as they gesture toward a secluded alcove at the end of a long, hushed aisle. You step forward, your feet sinking into the plush, deep pile rug that covers the floor. This corner is a sanctuary within a sanctuary, framed by walls of books that seem to lean in with a protective, silent grace. In the center sits a wide, circular chair upholstered in velvet the color of a midnight sky, its cushions soft and inviting, ready to cradle your weariness. Above, the library ceiling is not made of wood or stone, but of a shimmering, dark expanse that mirrors the night sky outside, complete with slow-turning constellations and faint, glowing nebulae. The air here is particularly still, carrying a concentrated fragrance of old paper, dried lavender, and the faint, sweet trace of starlight. It is a space designed for the final settling of the mind. You sit, and the velvet cushions conform to your shape, holding you in a gentle, weightless embrace. The timekeeper sets the lantern upon a small, polished wooden table beside you, the amber hourglass flame burning with a steady, rhythmic pulse that matches the beating of your own heart. All around, the library breathes in a slow, deep cycle of rest. The towering shelves are no longer just rows of books, they feel like silent sentinels watching over your peace. You lean back, resting your head against the cool, soft fabric, and watch the starlit ceiling above. The constellations drift in a slow, hypnotic dance, their light casting tiny, dancing shadows across the pages of the books nearby. There is nothing left to do, nowhere else to be, and no further distance to travel. The weight of the world has dissolved, leaving only the quiet comfort of this velvet-cushioned corner. You feel yourself sinking deeper into the stillness, your breath slowing to match the tranquil rhythm of the library itself. Here, in the heart of the stars and the scent of lavender, you are perfectly, entirely at rest. The silence is profound, a velvet blanket that wraps around your weary spirit, shielding you from the echoes of the past and the pressures of the future. Every inhalation brings the comforting aroma of aged parchment, a scent that speaks of countless stories waiting to be rediscovered. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the stars above begin to blur into soft, glowing streaks of light. You have finally arrived at the heart of the infinite archive, finding peace. The timekeeper stands quietly by your side, their presence a steady anchor in the deepening hush of the library. With a slow, deliberate motion, they reach toward the brass lantern resting on the small wooden table. The hourglass flame, which has burned with a bright, amber pulse throughout your journey, begins to dim under the gentle touch of their hand. As the light recedes, the shadows in the reading nook soften, stretching out like long, velvet fingers across the floor. The vibrant constellations on the ceiling above also begin to fade, their brilliant points of light softening into a gentle, silvery haze that mimics the first quiet moments before sleep. The library itself seems to inhale, a vast, rhythmic breath that draws the stillness inward. The hum of the books, once a soft, melodic vibration against your senses, now settles into a low, comforting murmur that is barely audible. You watch as the lantern light shrinks, the hourglass flame becoming a tiny, flickering spark, then a faint glow, and finally, a soft, warm ember. Each movement the timekeeper makes is graceful and slow, as if they are weaving the very fabric of the night into the air around you. The scent of lavender and aged paper feels heavier, more soothing, acting as a final, fragrant veil between your mind and the waking world. You feel the chair beneath you soften further, the velvet cushions cradling your form with an even deeper sense of ease. There is no longer any need to watch the ceiling or listen for the turning of pages, for the library has entered its own state of profound repose. The timekeeper leaves the lantern on the table, its light now a mere suggestion of warmth, and steps back into the shadows of the shelves. The room is enveloped in a peaceful, rhythmic darkness, a sanctuary where time has ceased its forward march. You are held in this suspended moment, cradled by the stillness of thousands of stories that have finally found their rest. The world outside is forgotten, replaced by the gentle, steady beat of your own heart and the quiet, settling sigh of the ancient library as it prepares for the deepest silence of all. It is a beautiful, final, and eternal peace that wraps around your weary soul, ensuring that every worry is lost in the dark, comforting embrace of this timeless, quiet, and truly sacred space. The silence grows profound, weaving through the shelves like a soft, invisible blanket, sealing the room in perfect, tranquil harmony. Every breath you take feels lighter, drifting away into the vast, dark expanse of the library, where all things eventually find their home and rest. The final embers of the lantern light have vanished, leaving the reading nook bathed in a soft, velvet darkness. You sit within the gentle embrace of the chair, feeling the last remnants of the day slip away like mist over a quiet lake. The library is perfectly still, a vast sanctuary of forgotten dreams and ancient whispers that have all come to rest. You are no longer a traveler, but a part of this profound silence. The air is cool and fragrant, carrying the faint, sweet scent of lavender and the comforting, earthy aroma of aged parchment. Your breathing has slowed to match the rhythmic pulse of the library itself, a steady, tranquil cadence that invites you to let go of every lingering thought. There is no urgency here, only the infinite, soothing peace of the in-between. The stars on the ceiling have faded into a soft, indigo haze, mirroring the gentle descent of your own mind into a deep, dreamless sleep. Every muscle in your body feels light, as if you were floating on a calm, dark sea, cradled by the weight of 1,000 quiet stories. The timekeeper has vanished into the shadows, leaving you in this sacred, still space where time has no meaning and the world outside is merely a memory. You are safe, you are held, and you are entirely at peace. The darkness is not empty, it is full of comfort, a soft blanket that wraps around your weary spirit. As you close your eyes, the boundaries between the library and your own quiet heart dissolve, leaving only the stillness. You are ready to drift into the deepest, most restorative rest, guided by the silence of the shelves and the gentle, eternal calm of this hidden place. The journey has reached its natural conclusion, and your spirit is now anchored in the profound quietude of the archives. Every shadow is a friend, and every silence is a lullaby designed for your ultimate comfort. There is nothing left to do but surrender to the weight of your eyelids and the gentle pull of the void. You are drifting further away from the waking world, sinking into the velvet depths of a peaceful, dreamless slumber that will rejuvenate your soul. The library watches over you with a protective, ancient grace. Your journey is complete. The traveler has reached a state of deep, dreamless sleep. The library is in a state of absolute, profound stillness. The lantern has been extinguished. The timekeeper has fully retreated into the shadows. The listener is resting securely in the velvet chair. If you enjoyed this gentle journey, please like the video and subscribe for more stories.